Aloha, everybody. So today I am presenting for the Lewis and Clark football team. It's something that I've been preparing for the last couple months, but for the first time last night, I presented in front of a group of my roommates. It was my first time presenting in front of people rather than just the wall. And what I realized was I was definitely not ready to perform in front of actual people. I started freaking out. There were moments where I had to repeat, go back a slide or two, and I just kept on not performing at the level that I knew I should have. What I realized today during my reflection about the performance is that here I am trying to teach athletes how to perform better using presence. And I use these three pillars that I learned when I was playing football as like kind of the basis of my teaching. The three pillars are to have fun, don't take it so seriously, let go of results, allow the results to come, and to let go of judgment. It's not good or bad, it is what it is. And here I was, not having fun, taking it super seriously. I was holding on, clinging to the results, trying to make it resonate for my roommates. And I was judging the fuck out of myself, to be honest. Every time I made a stutter, every time I made a mistake, I would judge it as bad. My heart would start to race, and I felt like I was losing control. And I don't know why I'm coming here to tell you guys this, but I think when I reflect on it, it made me realize and it almost made me empathize with people, with athletes, with performers, because even someone who is claiming that they've learned it and is preaching what they've learned, even them, while doing that, it is extremely hard to practice it. I think just in general, life is hard to just let go. It's hard to let go of the results we want. It's hard to let go of the judgments. And it's hard to let go of the fear not to take it so seriously. But what I learned is that, these nerves, the fear, even, it's not necessarily the enemy. It really is just a representation of the energy. There's obviously an energy that I feel towards this presentation. If I'm taking it seriously, especially, I feel like this is an opportunity to really make a difference and take a step towards where I want to be. And, that energy, it's not necessarily a bad thing on its own. It is what I make it. So if I make it this thing where I'm clinging on too tight and scared and trying to force it in the process, that's the result I'm going to get. If I'm holding on to the result of trying to make a difference, chances are I'm not going to make the difference I want. And so, in a way, it was awesome getting to do this in front of my roommates and having this reflection because it almost kind of made me laugh. It made me realize, oh, man, it's not that easy, is it? And so, kind of going into this, the presentation today, I guess the shift that I'm kind of making is to practice what I'm teaching, you know, to go in with this fun energy, know that, you know what, it's not going to go perfect. There's going to be nerves, there's going to be fear. I'm going to make mistakes here and there in the presentation. I'm just accepting that as the reality. But the one thing I'm now focused on is hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have fun when I'm up there. I'm going to just give it my best shot and I'm going to have fun. The results will come. Whatever comes from it, that is what was meant to be. And when it comes to judgments, man, I'm just grateful that I have this opportunity in general. There's nothing to judge. It is what it is, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, once again, I'm just reminding myself that the nerves, the energy, it's not the problem. Really, it's just an indicator that there's a certain energy and an excitement that I'm feeling towards this presentation. So I think for the listener, the takeaway that you guys can kind of take away from this experience that I had that I'm having is really that there's a gap sometimes between what you say, what you teach, and what you do. And you know, that gap, it isn't failure. It's it's feedback. Cuz sometimes like the things that I'm talking about, I full-heartedly believe it. I know that these three pillars of presence really did help me on the football field. Now, just because that's what I'm teaching and that's what I'm saying, and it's not necessarily what I'm doing when it comes to this presentation, it doesn't mean I failed at the presentation. It really is just the feedback that I needed. Like, hey, you're not doing this right now. What can we do to make the adjustment? And, I have about 11 hours to make those adjustments. But I'm just grateful that I have the time to now implement it and really practice what I'm preaching. Because, yeah, this is uncomfortable for me. And so, in those moments, it's really hard to practice what you are really saying, what you're about. But, once again, I'm going to just give it my best shot. I'm going to see what happens. And, man, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm going to just have fun when I'm doing this. And just to wrap it up, I got a question to really pose to you, and you guys can reflect on it. Where in your life are you not practicing what you preach? And what would shift if you did? That's all I have for you guys today. Um, Wish me luck on this presentation. I'm sure you'll be seeing it on my socials and all the good stuff. But once again, I'm just grateful for your guys' time, your energy, your presence, and aloha.